Welcome, friends. I'm so happy you're here for another episode. I'm sorry that I misled you with the title of this video. I can tell you right off the bat, this is not going to be a knitting summer plans because my summer plans are actually crochet. And it is not a summer plans, plural, because I have only one plan for this summer. If you've been here for a little while, you might have heard me reference my Menacing Loon blanket. This is a project that I told myself that I wanted to make this year because I want to submit it for the Minnesota State Fair crochet competition. The Minnesota State Fair is a huge deal if you live in Minnesota, and one of my favorite things about the state fair is that they have a lot of various categories for needlework competitions, among other crafts. But for the needlework, there's just so many categories for crochet objects, knitting objects, cross stitch, you name it, they have it. And I've always, ever since I started crocheting, I've wanted to apply to the competition, but I either didn't feel like my skill was there quite yet, or I missed the deadline. I missed the deadline last year, and I wish that I hadn't. But anyway, I am so committed to submitting something for this year's competition. And I haven't started it. So a couple of months ago, this was my first video in April. I talked about how I started it. I have not touched it since then. And today is June 2nd, so that means that it's been 2 months since I've touched that project. And really, it just boils down to I have to be a monogamous project person because otherwise, all of my efforts just grow thin, and I never really end up putting enough effort on any single thing. So, I am almost done with the project that I have been working on for the past couple weeks. So if you watched my last video, you would know that I had a last-minute trip to Las Vegas earlier this month, and I needed something to work on in the plane. So I started a little summer, no, My Little Secret Crop by Jessie Mae Designs. This is what it's looking like. I already found off the back. I'm almost done with the top. I'm starting with one of the straps. So this is really far along. This has been so much fun to work on. But for today's video, I want to try something a little bit different. Today, what I want to do is I want to challenge myself to how much I can get done on the Menacing Loon blanket in one day. So as soon as I'm done with this top, I'm not gonna cast on anything else. Maybe a cat bed because there's a new kitten in the family, but my focus right now is to not cast on anything else until the blanket is done. Because we are now 2 months away from when I need to hand it in for competition. And I'm gonna feel really dumb if I don't have it done on time. So that's the plan. This probably looks very similar to what it looked like last time because it looks exactly the same as the way that it did last time. So it is now 11:06 a.m. I have my tea going. I have a lot of videos on my watch later queue on YouTube. And I also subscribed to the Try Guys new video subscription situation because I was never, this is a tangent, I didn't even know who the Try Guys were until all of the scandal that surrounded them. I think it was like late 2022 or something like that. I had no idea who they were. But from just the little bit that I saw, I thought that they handled this scandal well. And then I never heard from them again. And then YouTube started pushing me some of their videos, and now I'm obsessed. They're just so freaking funny, especially phoning it in. That is my favorite. They're so freaking funny. So I'm gonna shut up. Let's get into it. I'm going to put a stitch marker on where I started. Let's see where we are by the end of the day. All right, friends, it's been a little over 2 hours. It's probably been, yeah, it's been 2.5 hours now. And I wanted to show you my progress. So my camera will probably not show it very well, but basically this stitch marker is where I started. And that is how much I've gotten. I am almost done with this row, but still, that's not very much. I really shouldn't have put this project down for as long as I did, knowing that it's a blanket, knowing all of the work that's going to go into it, and how many single crochets are in this thing. Like, this is all single crochets. Why do I do this to myself? For the past couple weeks, just dreading that this was coming. Obviously, this project has been in the back of my mind this entire time. I've been trying to think on what my videos for the summer are going to be like, what my posting schedule is going to be like. And I think it's just going to have to be vlogs of me working on this project, because that is really going to be like the biggest incentive to getting a lot of work done, is if I feel like I've got all eyes on me, which I obviously don't. It's a way to keep myself accountable, I suppose. I'm gonna do some vlogging type of videos, and I think that that's gonna work out really well, considering that the summer is about to start. I think it's just gonna be the best thing to do, because I don't wanna be stopping myself from enjoying the summer for a YouTube channel. I obviously really enjoy posting videos on YouTube, but summer is very short in Minnesota and I need to make the most of it. I was also considering considering that they're vlogging style videos, should I do them every week instead of about every 2 weeks, which is my schedule now? When I was considering whether I should make weekly videos or not, it just brought me back to the month of December and Vlogmas. And Vlogmas was a lot of effort for too little of a return. No way I'm doing that. I'm going to keep my schedule of about 2 weeks, which, if you don't know, which how could you know? It's not intuitive. My schedule right now is I post within 24 hours of every new moon and every full moon. So yeah, that comes out at a little over 14 days or so. That is the plan for the summer. I am really excited to show you guys like all of the lakes that we're going to go kayak on, because Minnesota being the state of 10,000 lakes, we love kayaking. And it works great for me because my husband gets to fish and I just get to sit on my kayak while crocheting. And whenever we can't go kayaking, we'll usually go biking, because it is really nice. We have a lot of really good trails around us, so we really enjoy going biking as well. So I'm very much looking forward to that, and I hope that you guys are too. I hope you guys will put up with me while I slowly put some progress towards this project. All right, friends, we are almost at the 4-hour mark. So this is where I started this morning, and this is all I've gotten so far. So I'm feeling a lot better, just a little relieved on the progress that I've been able to make. And I'm sorry about the lighting. There are forecasts for storms tonight, so it's a lot gloomier than it was earlier today. I was so focused on getting a lot of progress done that I actually had not eaten ever since I started recording. And I finally just had to stop myself, listen to my body, go just make myself a snack. And I recorded the whole thing, and it only took me 3.5 minutes. So I don't know why I was putting it off for so long, but yeah. Honeycrisp apples and crunchy peanut butter is the way to go. I think I'm gonna stop crocheting today at 7 p.m. So that would make it 8 hours in total that I would have really focused on crocheting today. Also, I did not talk about the yarn. That's a really ugly side. Let's look at this. It's not much better, but it's a little better. Whatever. I did not talk about the yarn that I'm using. This is Lion Brand Respun yarn. It's 100% recycled post-consumer polyester. When I was looking at this last time, I did mention that it has a global recycled standard logo in the back, and I had never heard about that company, but it looks like it's the same company that Knitting for Olive is also certified by. So that makes me feel a lot better about actually using this yarn. At times, it can be splitty, but not enough to make it be super distracting. So there's that. It's not easy to frog because the fibers just kind of stick to themselves. So it is a little bit fuzzy. And the other thing that I've noticed is that every so often there's like a little short fiber of plastic kind of stuck in between the fibers. It's almost like when you're working with 100% wool and you find teeny tiny bits of hay in the plied yarn. That's what it reminds me of. So, not a big deal. Definitely, it's only happened a handful of times, but just something to consider. I don't think that I would use that information to like say that this is a bad yarn at all. I think that it's a really good yarn. It's working out really nicely. So I'm very pleased with it. It is 4:04 p.m. Let's see how much more we can get done in the next few hours. right, friends, it is 6:30 p.m. now. So I have been crocheting for 7.5 hours, but my arm hurts. I think that it was already hurting after yesterday because I spent a lot of time holding up a really heavy weed whacker. And it was hurting last night, and obviously after 7.5 hours crocheting, it hasn't had time to recover. So I'm just gonna call it a day. And this is all the progress I've been able to do today. That is pretty considerable, considering how large or how long this thing is, right? I mean, I can't even fit it in the screen. So this is where we were this morning. So I'm feeling really, really good about this progress, honestly. This is a mess, right? This is a freaking mess. But this morning, all that was done was this single bobble. So I can figure out, we're going to find out together. Okay, so let's see. I am in row 25. So I just finished row 25. And before, I think we were either in row 6 or row 7. So that is, why can't I math right now? How embarrassing. So I'm in 26 and I was on row 6. Let's just leave it at that so that it's easy. I did 20 rows in 8 hours. There are 320 rows in this blanket. So I was feeling really good about my progress, and now I'm feeling really scared. Alright, so I had to bring you in closer because I almost feel like I need my hand held while I'm doing this calculation. So it took me 8 hours to do 20 rows. That is 2.5 rows per hour. So 320 rows total, minus the 25 that I just completed. That is 295 rows that are left. So if I divide this by 2.5, then I need 118 hours to finish this project. And I need to submit this project for competition on August 10th. That is exactly yesterday being Saturday. Yesterday, we are 10 weeks away. Let's divide 118 by 10. I need to put in about 12 hours a week. I hope I'm doing this math right, but I feel like I am. If I'm not, that's going to be very embarrassing for editing Agatha to have to correct myself. I don't even know on average how much I knit or crochet in a week. 12 hours a week feels achievable. I also need time to weave in all of these fantastic ends. We love to see them, don't we? So I think I should be able to make it. Oh my god. Okay. I'm a numbers person, so I do feel a little bit better knowing that it does feel somewhat achievable. I mean, I'm definitely going to use a stitch marker to figure out how much I've done and such. Okay, so let's do that. How many rows do I need to complete every week in order for me to finish this on time? I think that that's going to be more helpful. of a data point to know. I have 295 rows to go in 10 weeks. So 295 divided by 10, I need to complete 29 and a half. Let's round it up to 30. I should finish 30 rows per week. So that's not bad. I just did 20, although granted, I did 20 in a single day, and it's not very common for me to have days where I can just sit for 8 hours and do nothing but crochet. But that doesn't feel terrible, right? I think I can work 30 rows a week. So I'm gonna stop dangling this around. Let's put it in where we finished off today. There you have it. We have our first marker of this vlog series. So I hope that this video was fun. I hope it was entertaining. I hope that you're not just laughing to yourself, thinking that I'm delusional, that I'm going to be able to finish this on time. It feels doable, especially after doing all of the numbers and the calculations. If you have trust that I will be able to finish this on time, maybe put in the comments what emoji could it be. Let's do a trophy because I really want to win this crochet competition. If you think that I can finish this on time by August the 10th, then put little trophy emojis in the comments. I would hope that you don't stop yourself from commenting if you don't actually think that I can win this. Anyway, I'm getting a little rambly now. Thank you so much for sticking around. If you're still here, you're a real one. Thank you so much. I appreciate you to the moon. I hope you're having a good day or a good night or whatever time it may be, what time of the week, it doesn't matter. I'm gonna shut up now. So thank you so much, you guys, and I will see you in the next video. Bye. Also, oh my god, was this crooked the entire time? Whatever.